This is Big Ronnie saying if you don't watch this guy's YouTube channel, you're making a big mistake.
What is up, everybody? OGP and the Anonymous Boozer with you from Las Vegas, Nevada. If you would, do us a favor, throw a comment and let us know how we're looking and how we're sounding. So throw that out there if you would, so we can know that we're coming across good to you. If you would, please. But hope everybody's having a wonderful night tonight. And yeah, we are doing this. We are in the hotel room where Stu Unger, the legendary poker player who won the World Series of Poker 3 times, he died right in this hotel room right here. I mean, like literally where my feet are is where they found his body. And we're here tonight to see if we can experience anything in this hotel room that might convince us that his spirit is still here. B-Boy Phil from Canada, beautiful, thank you. Balzer, what's going on? How you doing tonight, Balzer? We do look all red because we're in the creepy low light of the haunted hotel. That's what's going on here. But we are in hotel room number 6 at the Oasis Hotel. It's on the Las Vegas Boulevard. And this is technically not really the Las Vegas Strip. That kind of ends with the Stratosphere, which is a couple blocks south of here. But we're still on Las Vegas Boulevard. And this is the hotel in 1998. Stu Unger came here one night, supposedly with a prostitute or a lady of the night of sorts. And checked into the hotel, and I think he was here a couple nights, but when he came in that night, he came with a lady. 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, I see different conflicting reports, but at 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, one of the hotel staff came by to kind of tell him, it would say it's time to check out, and they found his dead body on the ground right here. And the carpet looks like it's probably been replaced since 1998, considering that would be 24 years ago. But obviously the same walls and the same ceiling and everything where he passed away. So here we are. We're going to hang out and see if we can experience anything. We have some ghost hunting equipment behind us that, we've never really used before. And we have some trigger objects that we're going to talk about. And what we're going to do is kind of hang out here for a little bit with you and talk, kind of talk about Stu Unger, talk about where we are. And then at some point, we're going to leave this stream going. We are going to leave the room, and we have other cameras mounted around the room. I've got a camera right back here that's pointed at the TV, and that is, according to what the lady at the front desk told us today, that is an interesting aspect to all this. There's something to do with that. So we'll get into all that stuff in just a minute. But before we really dive into what we're doing, just want to get a few minutes for folks to get in the room and maybe say hello to everybody here. So let's take a look at some of the comments here. Is Elvis there too? Elvis is not here, was not here. Bruce Wayne, what's going on, Bruce Wayne? How you doing tonight? Blackbeard, what's up? Danny, unfortunately, could not make this trip because he has other obligations that require him to be in San Diego. Everyone, let's give OGP 7 more thumbs up. That would be cool. We need a whole lot more thumbs up, but 7 would be really badass. But I'm not going to be mad at you if you don't. It'd be cool if you did, but not going to be mad at you if you don't. But we are here at the Oasis Hotel. I was going to explain the day, how things have gone. We came over here. Pimp Nasty. What's cracking, Pimp Nasty? We came to this hotel about 4 o'clock this afternoon and went to the front desk and told the lady that we wanted to stay here, but only if we could stay in room number 6, preferably, or room number 20. And she goes, well, you're in luck. They're both available tonight. So I said, well, does one room or the other do you get more feedback about paranormal activity from one room or the other? And she goes, not necessarily, but apparently this room, things have happened in here that have scared maids, and they've had maids in the past that refuse to clean this room because of things that they've experienced. And so I was like, well, sold. I think that's where we want to go. We want to stay here in room number 6. So that's where we're at. The other room, room number 20 here, his name was David Strickland, an actor that you may have seen in the show Suddenly Susan, if you ever watched that, I think back in the 80s or 90s. David Strickland went down to a liquor store, came back to his hotel room, and drank all his booze and did some drugs or whatever he did, and kind of lost his mind, took all the sheets off the bed. This was over in room 20, and made a noose kind of thing to hang himself from. There's a pole that goes across, like a wooden beam that supports the roof. And so he wrapped it around that and hung himself in that room across the way over there. In addition to doing the live stream tonight, I also have another video that we're recording throughout the day that I'll be releasing in the near future, where you can see all of the events kind of leading up to this moment here. But we'll kind of go over there and look at that room in that video. So if you're interested in hearing a little bit more about David Strickland in that room 20 on the other side of the hotel, you'll want to see that other video. It is not out yet. It'll be coming in a not too distant future video. So here we are in room 6, the room which poker player Stu Unger died. And now when we walked in the room earlier, he recorded me in my initial reaction to walking in the room and experiencing being in this room for the first time. And as we walked in the door, the room was hot. The air conditioning wasn't on. It was daytime, so we didn't necessarily need lights. The window was open. We came in the door, and aside from just noticing that it's an old hotel room, kind of a little musty, but it's just an old hotel room. And so it just had that, old, dusty kind of smell to it. Aside from that, over here by the door, it was just, okay, whatever, we're in a room. But as I walked back toward the bathroom, which is over there, the air kind of got heavier. Now, it's an enclosed area, like a solid brick walls all the way around. It could be a lack of airflow. It could be a lot of things. You could chalk it off to a lot of different things. But as I walked back there, I did feel the air was heavier. It was just a heavier air. And that's the only way I really know how to explain it. But when we walked in the room, and we're being completely honest here, did you feel or experience, did anything feel, or did you get weird vibes at all?
Once I went right in that spot, you told me, hey, come stand in that same spot that I'm standing in that I'm feeling right now. Are you feeling it? I could feel a little bit of it. And I could really tell the difference in your expression and how you were feeling when I was recording you once you went to that spot.
Right on.
I mean, you could really tell that there was something impacting you. So something was up.
Yeah, it definitely, as I got over there, you could really kind of tell, I could really feel like there was something different with the air. And now, is that a spirit? Is that Is there some other way, you know, with the laws of physics that we can explain that or something? I don't know, but I can tell you it was different right over here in the area where his body was found, where he died. And I don't know. It was interesting, but it's really it is very, like, we're in the room now. I don't feel uncomfortable. I don't feel like a ghost is going to jump out and get us and hurt us or anything. But it's interesting because of the poker legend that Stu was. And now a lot of folks, if you're not into poker, or if you're younger, you might not have known too much about him. And maybe in a little bit, we'll kind of go into some of his history as we hang out in the room, waiting to see if anything happens. Now, we'll talk about the TV, and I'm all over the place because so many different things I want to talk about. But to mention the TV, when we checked in, the lady at the front counter said that there have been multiple reports from people staying here that if you were watching something that Stu Unger didn't like, the remote would be sitting on top of the television and it would fall off. It would, you know, go from the top of the TV, it would fall to the ground. There have been people reporting that has happened. If the volume's up really loud on the TV, maybe there was little vibrations, it could have fell off. There's a lot of different physical reasons that could have happened. With the air conditioning on, there's a little bit of a breeze, not nearly enough that airflow would knock that down. We are in the southwest region of the country where there could be earthquakes, you know, and if you're laying in the bed or if you're moving around or something, you might not feel an earthquake. Maybe that could have done it. So there's things to kind of, you know, try and possibly justify it.
And it's a tube television too, so it's actually very thick, actually.
Yes, there is a lot of space for that remote to lay flat on top of the TV up there, because it is one of these big old school TVs, and you don't see those that often anymore anywhere. But this hotel, I mean, I don't know when the last time they would have updated it. As we sit on the bed, the whole bed wants to kind of fall, like shoot forward. The mattress, you know, feels like it's, you know, it feels like it's 24 years old, like it might have been here, but I don't know. But it's not a new mattress by any means. There's nothing in the way of artwork on the walls. We've got a broken mirror in here, which is very interesting, in a haunted, supposedly haunted room. Yeah, it's cracked here. So we've got a broken mirror, but there's nothing extra. There's no fluff to this room at all.
Feels like if somebody tried making a motel room out of a prison cell.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it feels like.
There's one.
The walls look like a prison cell.
No, they do. They really do. The brick wall here. There's one like metal chair that seems like it's patio furniture sitting over here. And then, you know, in the bathroom, there's just like a toilet. And if you've seen the toilet seat and everything, it looks like it's not from 1998. It looks like it's from 1968. But yeah, it's a beat up old dumpy motel on the Las Vegas Strip. But because of where it is, they can make enough money on this room in this hotel that why upgrade? You know? And here's the thing, it has that, I don't know when these people bought it, but it's got new owners since Stu Unger passed away. And maybe there's still a mortgage on this hotel that they have to pay. And once that's paid off, they'll have a little more cash flow. Maybe they'll do something with it at that time. My guess is that where this is, eventually this whole neighborhood's going to get mowed down and a big hotel will be built here at some point in the future.
Yeah.
So
it's prime real estate.
It is. And so, you know, but to build a, you know, or to really spend a lot of money in this hotel might be counterproductive. So let's see. There's some more comments here. Let's say hello to some other folks that have jumped in the room here. And we have Mr. Tony of the Dead. What's going on, bro? How you doing, Tony? And Pimp Nasty Nasty. This live will be rad. Well, I hope so. I hope. Hopefully everybody enjoys it. And B-Boy Phil Poker. I hardly knew her. Hey, but sometimes, Stu Unger hardly knew her, right? But he still probably poked her or tried. That's why he had her in a room, right? Frank Castle, what's up, Frank? Is the place haunted? You have encountered any paranormal stuff while you've been there? So this is our first night here in the room. We checked in and then we left. Chesley Gibbons, what up? Is this hotel by Circus Circus? It's further north. It's past, if you pass Circus, then you pass the Stratosphere. It's past
Yeah,
that.
you see the Stratosphere, like right from the hotel, just boom, there's the Stratosphere.
Yeah, it's right there. If you're looking for it on a map, look for the Little Chapel of Flowers. It's literally right next door to the Little Chapel of Flowers, Little Wedding Chapel. And there's some history there. Dennis Rodman married, what's her name, from Baywatch there. Gosh, drawing a blank on her name. But anyways, Dennis Rodman got married next door. So there's a little history at that chapel too, which is right next door to here. So if you're trying to figure out where this is, if you can't find it, it's the Oasis Hotel. I don't know the address particularly offhand.
But also going back to, did we see anything paranormal?
Yeah.
Remember when we were trying to get the TV to work and everything, and it went into that whole menu setting and all that? That was weird. Yes. Oh, and Carmen Electra. Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, Carmen Electra. Yeah.
But so we get in the room, and Cinesoccer says, romantic room, fellows. I'm jealous. Is that an old TV there? It is a very old TV, yes. And what's up, Cinesoccer? Yeah, no. We would absolutely love for you to be here. Would have been totally cool, but understand you had obligations that prevented that from happening. Tony of the Dead got married at the Flamingo. Wow, that's cool. Wow, yeah, that's actually like way in the nicer end of the strip down there, the Flamingo there. But yeah, as Matt was saying, so we got in the room and we were testing some things out, and we wanted to leave the room with the TV on to see if the remote would wind up on the ground, and while we were gone out of the hotel room. So we turned the TV on and we're trying to get the channels, and it's not working right and everything, and we're turning it off and on, trying to get it back to channel 3 so it would talk to the little tiny cable box. And then all of a sudden it puts up the screen that, like, if you had a brand new TV and it's going through the screen telling you, hey, look, these are all the features I've got, and this is what you can do, and this is how to set it up and all that.
Magnavox has beautiful picture quality.
Yeah, and it looked like an Atari video game. That's how old this is. It looked like it were an Atari 2600. It was so bad.
Picture quality.
But it did. It just put that up, and then at another point, it just turned off on its own.
Because we didn't go through any menu stuff or anything. It just went.
Yeah, none of that. It was so weird. So there's been a little goofiness with the TV. And we brought out the little EMF detector thing and kind of did a dry run to see what kind of reactions we would get, so we could see later in the night if maybe we would get something different. And the main goal is, to kind of be here like through the witching hour of the night when the air is heaviest and darkest, and to see if, maybe we can just be calm in the room and see if we can get anything to happen, or see anything. And so Wicked Network, what's up? Does it include Retro Porn Channel or HBO? I don't know. We'll find out. We start going through, because we will at some point want to put on something that may upset Stu Unger. Not to ruin his day, but to see if we can get him. It might have been. Yeah, we might not want to leave the porn channel on. But we do have to be careful also, because what's going to happen for a while, and it's not yet, but down the road here, we will be leaving the room. We're going to leave the stream going. I'll have my phone so I can still chat or interact with everybody, but from a remote location. We're just going to see if anything happens in this room while we're not here. We want to test it while we're here. We want to test it with our little devices. We want to see if anything happens while we're not here. Will anything happen while we are here doing this? We want to go through all the different scenarios to see, if we can, agitate a spirit enough to do something. So that's where we are with that. And a little backstory on me, and then we'll talk about Matt's thoughts on this. I am not a huge believer in ghosts and things like that. So I would rather, I'm at the point now where I'm like, convince me, show me something. I want to find something. I want to believe, make me believe. So that's going out and doing this type of stuff. We're trying to find some evidence that will convince us that these spirits are here, or there, you know, that there is maybe people stuck in what do you call that when you don't, purgatory, you know, and you know, or maybe, you know, you hear about people, you know, that can't leave the place that they died or something like that. So it's hopefully you know, one way or another we can do something like that to convince us, you know, or we can leave here absolutely certain that there's nothing to it, one way or the other. That's the way we'd like to leave. Right now, based on the TV being kind of goofy and what I felt over there earlier, I'm on the fence. I'm still saying, okay, I'm not completely writing it off. But a couple little stories. When, and this one going way back to when Fluffy Gamer's mom passed away, a couple days later, riding in a truck at like 4 o'clock in the morning, I had my phone sitting up on the dashboard. I didn't touch it, wasn't touching it all. And it, you know, wasn't watching any videos. It was just off like this. And if you didn't know, before becoming, you know, celebrity YouTubers, I kid, Fluffy Gamer and I were notorious gangster rappers. And his mom was in some of our songs, some of our music. And so I'm driving down the freeway, and all of a sudden, and this is like a day and a half after Fluff's mom passed away, all of a sudden on my phone, one of the songs starts playing that we had recorded with her. And that kind of freaked me out because I was like, why now? And why that song? So that was kind of interesting. Also, years later, Fluffy and I came to Vegas, and it was like the first time we came to Vegas since his mom passed away. And we go downtown to Fremont Street, and we go under, you know, where they have the big light show and everything up above. The first music we see or hear up there, you know, on the screen is the band Heart. And Heart was Fluffy's mom's favorite band of all time. And, you know, Fluff was emotional. He was in tears and everything. He's like, dude, it's a sign from my mom. Like, it has to be. Of every band that could have played, for them to play that right there on our first trip to Vegas. Because his mom loved Vegas. She loved coming out here with him, and she loved him going out here. So that was kind of cool. So there are some things in life that, and maybe I'll talk more in detail about some other stories, because there are some other things that I've experienced in my life that make me go, maybe there's something to this. So, but you know, I don't want to dive too far off the topic of Stu Unger and why we're here tonight in this room. And Dale Gribble, yes, David Strickland died in room 20, which is right across the parking lot from where we are on the other side of the hotel. And yeah, he hung himself. And we got a good story from a lady that worked here. She said she's worked here for a long time. I don't know if she worked here at the time that these deaths happened, but I think the two deaths, both of them happened like within 4 months of each other, is what she was saying. I would have to look that up to verify that. But supposedly they both happened around the same time at this hotel. So very, very crazy few months for the people here. Wicked Network, Stu loved hookers and blow. Yes, no, he did, very much so. And even to the point where when he died, his nose was like disfigured from all the blow he was doing. Cinestalker says, maybe leave a pack of playing cards there to entice Stu, possibly. Cinestalker, you are a genius, my man. Let's talk about first, let's just show. Because Cinestalker mentioned it, we got to show. We brought some trigger objects. So let's show. Go ahead and show the trigger objects we brought.
So I have the tea and you can showcase. There you go.
A pack of playing cards right here. Pack of playing cards we're going to leave out for Stu to maybe play some poker if he would like. We do have, we'll just put that right there, the pack of playing cards as one of our trigger objects here. And this is an old pack of playing cards from his grandmother who lived in Vegas way back in the day. So it's not new. This is an old pack of playing cards that's been used. So there is a lot of human interaction with this, not Stu Unger particularly, but it's older Vegas playing cards.
And because the casinos, when they would get done with their packs of cards back in the day, they would put them in machines so that way that, people could actually buy them and they could make money back on them.
Yeah.
And so, that's what my grandmother did. She bought it out of one of the machines at the casinos.
Very cool.
One of the casinos.
And they still do that stuff today. You don't buy them out of machines necessarily, but at gift shops, you can go down there and find hotels, specific hotels, with their name on it. Because at some point, they all started putting their own logo on the cards. And, and then once they used the card so many times, or they'd get a bend in them or something, they would put them in a pack and they would put them out and sell them. But so we've got playing cards here that will be one of our trigger items. I don't know that we have anywhere we can really set that where you can see it. But one of our other trigger items, is this mug from, let's see a good here. It was from the Fitzgerald's Hotel in downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street, which Fitzgerald's is now the D. So if you're familiar with Fremont Street, Las Vegas, Fitzgerald's is now the D. And so it is very likely that at some point in his life, Stu Unger either gambled at or walked through or had some type of dealings with, maybe played poker at Fitzgerald's downtown on Fremont Street, which is, right, near Binion's and the other hotels down there where the World Series of Poker used to be before it moved, like out to the Strip and over to eventually, where is it at, the Rio now and stuff. I think it might, wherever it is now, I don't know. But Fitzgerald's, this is a mug from that hotel that very, very possibly, because it says Fitzgerald's. It hasn't been called Fitzgerald's in a while, but so this is very possibly been maybe at some point or another in the same building where Stu Unger once walked. So we have this mug, and then we also have, this is just a random, like metallic, like poker chip, like $1 poker chip that we have here that we're going to leave as well. Maybe not necessarily a poker chip, but like it used to be if you were playing poker or blackjack. Let's say you're playing blackjack and you hit and you won, you bet $2 and then you won $1.50 or whatever. You would have to get the 50-cent piece. This is like something like that. So we have that here that we're going to leave in the room. And then we also have a book that was printed the year that Stu Unger died. This particular print was from 1998. And this is a very cool book. I love the fact that you had this. And these are all things that came from Matt's house. And this is, let's open it up here and show you if you can see that. Try and get the camera to focus on it. Hunter S. Thompson, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which we all love the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. One of the greatest Vegas movies ever, maybe the best Vegas movie ever. I absolutely love it. For me, it's tough because I love the movie Casino, like a lot.
Oh, that's a good one.
So
that's a hard in between there.
But this here, the print of this one here, 1998, it says right down there. So this is very cool that this was actually printed the year that Stu Unger passed away. So these are our 4 trigger objects that we'll place around the room before we head out. And when we do head out, where the camera is now, we're going to back it up, get a wider shot of the room so you all can see if there's anything going on as the room is empty here. So we'll position these things where they're on camera, so we'll be able to see if something happens as we head out of the room. But that's going to happen in a little bit. But before Cinestalker mentioned that, I was talking about some of my experiences or anything that may have me kind of curious about paranormal activities or spirits or demons or anything of that nature. Is there anything in your life that you have that may kind of put you on the fence into believing? Is there anything you've experienced in life like that?
So there was the one day my friend passed away. And, getting that news and all that type of stuff, I was upset. So I went out to the back porch, started smoking and stuff, and there's this big ceramic, like pot that we usually put cigarettes in and stuff like that.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden that pot just kind of like exploded, just kind of popped.
Wow.
the pieces going everywhere and everything. I didn't put a cigarette in
like
there.
a ceramic.
Yeah, it was like there was a random fire that went in there, and it was kind of felt like it was my friend, kind of like saying, "Dude, you need to just calm down."
Yeah.
And just to get my attention and make me think. And just also go inside and stop smoking.
yeah, right. But yeah, maybe just a sign saying like, "Hey, don't worry about me. I'm still here. I've left my body, but I'm still here." And that is very when somebody passes and something out of the normal like that happens.
That was
you
really
really have to question what caused that. And so that is something what probably gave you a good set of goosebumps for a while.
Like I said, there was a fire inside the pot, and then like I said, I was nowhere near it.
Wow.
I didn't put a cigarette out in it. Nothing. It just had
That's
fire
crazy.
in it for some
That is crazy.
random reason.
Yeah. Wow.
Couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, that's crazy. And here's one of the cool thing. So like with my family, each time somebody in my family that's passed, that's been close to me, there's been something that I've experienced that's kind of raised my eyebrows a bit, and and whatever we were talking about right there just reminded me of just a cool thing to me, and that is my dad was a big rock and roll heavy metal fan, and he told me like semi-jokingly but serious enough few years before he died, because my mom was still alive, he told me that he goes, when I die, he goes, assuming I die after your mom, because your mom would never go for this, but he goes, if I die after your mom, he goes, I want my eulogy to be these lyrics. And I'll pull them up so I can read it verbatim here, but it was the Megadeth song.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's the song "A Tout Le Monde." Yeah, so let me get the song, which I can't play because copyright reasons, but he sings in the song. The part that really got my dad was. These are the last words I'll ever speak, because, we're speaking them for him, but this was his wishes, and they'll set me free. So meaning like this, I'm speaking my piece right here. And if my heart was still alive, I know it would surely break, and my memories left with you, there's nothing more to say. So basically saying that if he was still alive, his heart would be broken because of the way we're feeling for the loss of him. And then it goes on. This is the real heavy hitter lyrics. Moving on is a simple thing. What it leaves behind is hard. The sleeping feel no more pain. So he's talking about the dead. The dead feel no more pain, and the living are the scarred. And so it's basically, saying like, don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine. So as you read this, know my friends, I'd love to stay with you all. Please smile when you think about me. My body's gone, that's all. And so
that's beautiful.
You have to think to a certain extent that, when Dave Mustaine was, I don't know if Dave actually wrote that song or how that song came to be, but when whoever wrote that song had some belief that, in an afterlife. And so is that afterlife, something that is, we can experience or we can deal with? Is that something that we'll never know or experience until we're gone? Is there an afterlife? You can debate that stuff all night long. But to me, it was just very cool that my dad was like, something, very metal and something cool that, I love Megadeth. One of my favorite bands of all time. And so for him to want Megadeth lyrics was, pretty cool to me.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just, I thought I'd throw that out there. But, when my dad passed away, there was a few situations I was in that I was like, I'm screwed. Not like going to go to jail or die or anything like that, but financial situations, other things like that I was like, oh my God, I'm screwed. And then like miracles happened 4 times that save my ass. And so I can't, and all of these things were directly involved with my dad. And I felt like a guiding power helping me out with these things. And that's just kind of like, okay, and everybody can chalk all these experiences off to whatever. So as we sit in this room right now, anything that happens in here, we can write it off as this or that or whatever. So we're really looking for something that is something we can, see with our own eyes, experience, visualize, something that can happen that we can have proof of. So that's what we're looking for. Something that happened in my life that kind of put me to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to go look for ghosts and things. My mom passed away, and I was in the shower, taking a shower the next day, and I look out of the shower to the other side of the bathroom in the mirror, and I clearly see, not in color, but like in the fog, I clearly see my mom's face in that mirror there. And then I'm like, what the fuck? I open up the glass door on the shower, and her image is gone. So I'm like, okay. Close the glass door. There she is again. So I feel like she wasn't in the mirror. She wasn't in the glass door. She was somewhere in between. What I was seeing was somewhere in between. And it took the combination of both of those for me to see that image. And so this freaked me out. I went out, like literally threw a towel around my waist, got out of the shower, went out to my bedroom, got my cell phone, brought it into the shower with me, closed the door, and there she still was. And I took some pictures. And in these pictures, you clearly see my mother's face.
Wow.
And so I have some physical proof that you can write off, it's an anomaly. It's just a bunch of shapes that look like your mom, or you're stretching it or whatever. You can say that type of stuff. But to me, when I look at these pictures, and I don't have them here to show you, maybe I'll show you in a future video. But when I look at these pictures, I'm like, that's my mom, and she died like a day ago. It's insane. So there are things like that have put me on the fence to make me want to come to a place like this, where we should really be talking about, to kind of dive into the paranormal, to dive into, spirits and, things that we can't explain, for lack of a better phrase. So that's where I think we're at now, and maybe we'll go ahead.
And I'm on the same boat that you are about being skeptical. 'Cause I'm skeptical too.
Yeah.
It's one of those types of things where it's all right. Show me that it's real.
Yeah. No, and that's what. Even though the things that I've seen, I'm still like, I could write this off with this or that. But anyways, maybe what we'll do now is we'll go through a couple more of the comments here. I've seen there's a few more popped in, and then we'll break out our little ghost hunting tools here and see what readings we get. See if we get any, cool readings here. So first of all, let's take a look back at some of the comments here. Late 90s was wild. Yes, it was. You are correct about that, Pimp Nasty. Let's see. What kind of music did Stu listen to? That's a good question. I wish we could play music in here, but because of copyrights, while this is going on, we can't do anything like that. The one thing that we have not been able to find out about the death of Stu Unger here is the time. Yeah. So we know that he was found 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. But, and that I would imagine was on November 22nd, because that's when they said that he died. Now, did he die before midnight, really on the 21st? Did he die after midnight on the 22nd? I don't know. We had kind of talked about, and Matt brought up the idea, do we know what time of night he died? Now, we'll never really specifically know, but in coroner's reports, when they do the autopsy, they can usually say, he's been dead for 5 hours. Yeah. He's been dead for 10 hours. And so, the amount of rigor mortis that has set in. We have not been able to find that information out there. So if any of you in your handiwork on your computers or anything can find out maybe if there is a coroner's report out there or any information that may have an estimation of what time he died, that would be very interesting too. To specifically, try to see if there's any difference or any energy or anything going on in the room at that time. But we're going to be here throughout the night. This live stream is going to go on for hours. And everybody, all of you that are here, we thank you very much. Appreciate you all hanging out with us. And, we understand if you can't spend all night with us, but hey, we're going to be here. We're going to do this. We're going to have some fun. And in the video I release, kind of recapping the day that we shot earlier and stuff, and we will shoot more of later, that video, which in that video, the cameras that we have set up around the room, the other cameras will have the footage from that stuff put into that video as well. So it might be a longer video, but I'm going to kind of sort through all that footage and see if we see anything that happens while we're not in the room or while we are in the room. We'll sort through that footage, which this camera over here is recording right now. It's not hooked up to any of this stuff. It's just free standing by itself over there recording. And I have that pointed where it can see the television. So if that remote does fly off, we'll catch it on that camera. And when we leave the room, we will set this camera so we'll be able to see the TV as well. So we'll know if that.
That would be funny if it fell off. It went flying off right now to smack me right now.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Oh.
If that remote comes,
if it comes down, it's coming down on my head.
If it does, if that remote moves while we're here, I might have to run in there and go wipe my ass real fast because I might just shit myself. Yes. So we'll set some things up here. But a woman walks out of the shower, winks at her boyfriend, and says, "Honey, I shaved myself down there. Do you know what that means?" The boyfriend says, "Yeah, it means the drain is clogged again." Oh, well, that's funny, but man, that's a hairy woman. That's a hairy woman.
Deep shag.
Yeah. Stu is chilling for sure in that room right now. Could be a new homie for the crew. Hey, man, I'm down. And you know what's cool? So the lady at the desk told us this, and I read this somewhere also, or something about it before, but the lady at the desk told us that during the World Series of Poker, poker players come here and specifically ask for this room because they want maybe some, like an epiphany or Stu's vibe or his presence or whatever to rub off on them to give them an advantage while they're in the World Series of Poker. So that to me is kind of crazy that World Series of Poker is going on. People specifically want to stay in this room to maybe help give them a better chance at winning the World Series. That's kind of like.
And she was also saying that people also would stay in this room to try and see if they could find money in it.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because I kind of forgot. So apparently, and there's you can see patchwork in the walls in this room when the lights are on, and we'll do that at some point. We'll have the lights on. But apparently people have kind of dug holes in the walls or broke, into the wall to try and to see if Stu Unger's money was maybe hidden in the mattress or in a wall or something in this room. Because when Stu Unger died, he was given $25,000 by, it's the guy, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but he took Las Vegas World. It was like Vegas World, and he turned it into the Stratosphere. The guy that built that hotel, because he was having the World Series of Poker at the Stratosphere, and so he wanted to draw some big name poker players in. So he paid for Stu Unger's buy-in. He gave him the $25,000. Well, Stu Unger never made it to the World Series of Poker. He died with that $25,000 in the room, and when they found his body in here, they only found $800 of that $25,000. Did he spend all the money on coke or whatever drugs? Did he spend it all on hookers or whatever else? Did the hooker that was in the room with him rob him after he died? There's rumors of Stu Unger having connections to mob back on the East Coast before he ever moved out here to Vegas. Was he in debt to the mob? Because this all happened during mob time, mob ownership of hotels in Vegas. And so Stu would play at different hotels. And this is what we're getting from this lady. So if we're off a little bit, forgive us. But this was very interesting what she was saying. And I kind of believe her. But she was saying that Stu would play at different hotels. So we had accounts at the different hotels around town. And, let's say he won. Well, maybe he didn't need that money or didn't want to cash it out. He would leave that credit with the hotel, and then he'd go back there later and play more. And so Stu had money at different hotels around town. But eventually, as his habits and the bad things that he got into were taking hold of his life, he started to be in debt to some of these mob-run hotels. So was this a hit job on Stu Unger? Because when they found his body, they said there were drugs in him, but not enough to kill him. And apparently the coroner's report of the autopsy said that he died of heart failure because of extended drug use, not like an overdose, but his heart just couldn't take the constant, cocaine or whatever he was doing. So was it a mob hit? There's a lot of different theories, but nobody ever knows for sure. Maybe Stu can give us a sign, like put up something on the TV and let us know, give us a hint or whatever. That would be cool if something happened here where we could kind of go like, oh, maybe that's a little insight into what happened that night. I don't know. But we're here, and we've got our trigger objects. We got the TV we're going to set up at some point. And what else do we need to talk about? Oh, we were going to get into our ghost hunting equipment right now. Let's pull that stuff out. So do you think you can reach that? It's in that red bag back there. As always, this OGP broadcast is brought to you by Diet Coke. No, I'm going to set my Diet Coke on the ground right over here in case Stu wants some. So here we go. We have this. Oh, there was a couple other items. We got that bag right there too? Okay, cool. So we have this guy right here, which is the EMF, which this is funny because they misspelled this. It should say what is an EMF? This says want is an EMF up here on the top. I don't know if you'll be able to see that in that light. But it says want, W-H-A-N-T is EMF. And electromagnetic fields emissions are created whenever electrical power flows through a wire, conductor, or appliance. They cannot be seen, felt, or heard, but they are present in around all electrical lines and devices. So basically what this does is it's looking for electromagnetic fields that could be created supposedly by ghosts. Like if we turn this on and point it at a device like a computer or something like that, it should light up the signal. If there's nothing electronic around, it should have like a lower signal. So the greens, if it's on this end here where the green is, you're in the safe zone. If it gets up to yellow, it's kind of like be careful. And if it gets into the orange or red, it's maybe the electromagnetic field is at a level that could be hazardous to your health. So here we go. We will fire this one up and show you what it does. So it lights up, and you can see right now the green is lit and the yellow is on. As we move it maybe closer to the camera, no. Well, even our green is kind of flickering there. We get it down here. I don't know if you can see that. Right there near the computer that's on. The yellow light comes on. Move it away. Yellow light is going off.
It was
right
really
there.
strong in the closet.
Yes. As we walked around earlier, this did give us some different readings. We just walked around with this on to kind of test out what the room may be like, in the middle of the day. So we're going to see if there's anything different in the middle of the night. That is, we recorded that. That'll be in that video later on. But as we bring this to the ground, anywhere around here, like in the direct area where Stu Unger died, we're not really gathering anything in particular with this right now. So,
Closet is pretty close to where he died, right in that spot over there.
yes. And right now we're kind of going to go through and look at the equipment we have, and then maybe we'll take the camera off the tripod and walk around with it a little bit in a little bit. So we'll just go ahead and turn this off for now, save the battery, but that's right there, that EMF. And then we have a second EMF tester, but this one reads differently. It doesn't light up like the green and red and orange lights. This one has like a different screen here. Let's see if I put batteries in. No, we're gonna need some. Looks like a couple double A's. We got two right here. Maybe one more. Do we have one? Or no, my fault. Or is this a triple A? Let's see. It might be triple A's.
Oh, yeah,
we're triple A's. Here's our triple A's. I have a big pack of triple A's right over there. So we'll put some triple A batteries in this. And this, EMF tester. It's basically same type of equipment, but a different brand, a different style. We'll see if we get any different readings with this. We have not, obviously, messed with this thing yet today. Can I give you that for a second? I'll let you put those in there, and I'll take a look at this. Let's see what it says. Features and applications, operation instruction. Press and hold the button to turn it on. Makes sense. Due to the electromagnetic interference of the environment, the display reading may show the reading before testing. For example, the reading would be lower, blah, blah, blah. We're looking for peaks. We're looking for it to really peak and be a different reading. So it's all, yeah, special, you know, if you know about electronics and the EMF ratings and readings and all that stuff. I'm not really going to get into that. So here we are. Thank you, sir, for putting those batteries in. And so where is that button? It said to hold down. Oh, the top one here. With our red light in this room, it is kind of hard to see. So we're powered on now there, if you can kind of sort of see that. And so, whoa, well, shit.
What is that?
I don't know. What's going on?
That number's climbing.
Yeah, that is interesting. So it's at 0.70. Let's see. Do we have? Okay, so I see. Okay, so now we're at like 6.8. So on here, we've got like 1.5, 2.5, 10, or 20 plus. So we're sitting around a 7, which is in the be cautious zone. Oh, wow. And I moved it and it dropped.
Wow.
That's interesting. You bring it over here and it dips. Now let's bring it down.
Wow, that's great.
We're going to put it on the ground where Stu died. Okay, nothing there. So maybe the interference is the computer. Maybe it's the computer. Maybe, let's see. Let's get it over here. Okay, my guess, okay, as we're near the laptop here, we're up at a 10. So, and 10 is like oh wow, 14, 19, okay. But that's just taking place right by the laptop. So let me walk over there a little bit and see what happens with this. So over here, I'm at a 0. I'm at a flat 0 right now. So, because I'm away from everything, the TV's over there, laptop's over there, camera's over there. There's nothing really going on over here. So I'm at like a 0.3. So we come back over here and we're starting to climb. We're rising and we're near the computer. So it's pissed off again.
What about over there?
Okay. So, yeah, let's go to the third and final little device here that I've got. We'll turn this off for a second here. Save the batteries. And we're probably going to need batteries for that too. Yeah. Yep. Yes. Yeah, that is it. That's our third. Okay. So, and what this is a digital voice recorder that you'll see like ghost hunters use and stuff to see if there's like noises or things heard that we don't hear with our ears, but maybe it picks up on a digital voice recorder. So we're going to have this. We're going to use this to record while we're ghost hunting the room here. So we've got our 2 devices and we've got our digital voice recorder, and that's what we're going to be kind of exploring with. We are not the Ghost Adventures. We're not Zach Bagans, even though his museum is just down the block. We're not. We don't have that kind of money. So we're using simple little tools here and, you know, the feel and the experience if we see a remote fall off the TV or anything. So here we go. That's what this is. And power on. And I've got a cool little story about this particular device here as well. Power on. There we go. So we're powered on right here. The cool little story about this device is this is the device that we used at the Clown Motel when I filmed the Clown Motel Massacre movie. Well, I produced the movie. Tom Knuth directed it, and you know, a bunch of people acted in it, and it'll be available for you to purchase in a couple months. But we used this specific device at the Clown Motel up north in Tonopah, Nevada, to do as a prop for the movie, as a movie prop. But we actually, you know, did some recording. We didn't pick up anything with this, but at the Clown Motel, which one of these days we're going to have to go up there and do some ghost hunting at the Clown Motel. Because at the Clown Motel, when we were filming, our batteries for our cameras kept dying really fast. There was some audio anomalies in our footage in the raw that are kind of weird. Now, up near the Clown Motel, you're in between like Area 51 and the Tonopah test range, where the military has a lot of activity up in that part of the state. So there could have been a lot of military transmissions, wireless transmissions, frequencies and things that might have impacted stuff. Who knows? But the Clown Motel is basically built on or right next to a cemetery, and it is regarded as a very haunted place. So being up there for a week was very cool. Didn't really give me the heebie-jeebies. Some of the other folks that go up there, you know, kind of get weirded out and stuff. Didn't really do much for me. But the cool thing about this is it was used as a prop because we needed, you know, the Clown Motel Massacre is a movie about this group of ghost hunters. They're the Paranormal Searcher Squad. They go to the Clown Motel and they're in search of ghosts, the legend of William McCroy. And so they have all their little equipment and everything. And so this is one of the props that we used. We actually had it attached to a stick so she could hold it out away from her so it wouldn't pick up like her breathing or anything like that. But that's a cool little side note on this piece right here. Maybe someday after that movie comes out, I'll auction this off or something for shits and giggles or whatever. But that's pretty cool. So we have our equipment over here. I was going into some of the comments and I didn't finish with those. So let me get caught up with you guys here. I don't want to neglect, because the fun of live streams, as I've always said, is interacting with you all. And I want you to feel like you're part of this and you're here. And if you have suggestions, things you want us to try, things you want us to say here in the room, let us know. You can type it in the comments. That would be very cool. I'm definitely down to have you help us interact with this room and maybe the spirit of Stu Unger here. So here we go. Let's check out some more of the comments. Whoa. 2006 day, my mom passed away at Scripps Green. I was driving on the 56 onto the 5 South and saw a flock of white doves. Dude, that's amazing. Fly over your car on the 56 freeway. By the time you got to Scripps Green, she had passed away, dude.
Oh, wow.
I'm not shitting you right now. Goosebumps, dude. Like, I'm not even shitting you. Like, every friggin' hair on my arm is standing up right now. Dude, no, goosebumps. Because that was, your mom was passing away. And something happened with my dad in the room when he passed away. My brother and I were there. He died during the pandemic. He did not die from COVID. His diabetes was what ultimately got him. But as my dad, because he was on life support, and we basically said we knew that he would not want to live on life support. And the bottom line was the only way to keep him alive was to keep him plugged into machines for his heart, his kidneys, his lungs were filling with fluid. There were so many things going wrong with him. It was his time. And so the doctors said, between me and my brother made the ultimate decision that we kind of pull the plug, we pray for a miracle, and we see what happens. Because if it's his time to go, it's his time, and we want to let him go peacefully. We don't want him to be miserable, because he would be hooked up to machines for the rest of his life. He would never be able to get up to walk around or do anything again. He'd be a vegetable, but he would know, life is going on, but I can't go experience it. That would be a horrible life to live. He did not want to live that. He expressed that to us. So when we unplugged him, and my brother and I sat there, and the doctor said, we'll see what happens. But their expectation was, maybe a day or two, he might pass. From the time we unplugged him, it took about 2 hours until he passed. So it was his time without question. But just a few, maybe 20 heartbeats before his heart stopped. And forgive me if I get emotional, because this is in the room with my dad passing away. No, I'm not kidding. If I had to guess, about 20 heartbeats before my dad passed away. Because they had him semi-sedated to be comfortable. because he would have been in a lot of pain. But about 20 or so heartbeats before he passed, he woke up and was looking up at something in the room. He was looking at something in particular. And the look on his face was sheer awe. It was like he saw heaven's gates opening. It was like he saw, my mom or his dad on the other side waiting for him. And it, pardon my language, fucked me and my brother up. I mean, not scared us, but we were like, he just left. He's left. His body might be beating still very slowly, but he's gone. And then his heart, with the monitor and everything, because they still had him on the heart monitor. And his heartbeat was very slow at that point, was just a few more beats and stopped. And so when somebody's about to pass away, I do feel like they have that moment to go say goodbye or send their. So as you saw, those doves fly over your car, that was your sign. There's no question in my mind. That was your sign. And I'll tell you in a little while, I'll tell you another story about my grandfather passing away that also rocked my world too. It was,
And here's something about my great-grandmother that with my great-grandmother, she was always able to, she knew just before somebody in our family passed away because they said that she could smell roses. If she smelled roses, she knew somebody was just about to pass away.
Mm.
That's something my mom and my grandmother told me, that my great-grandmother, always was able to pick that up. And she was correct every time they said it.
Wow. Crazy. Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah. Wow. Well, let's get back into some of these comments here. And before I get too, all sappy and everything over here. Cinestalker, it's a Diet Coke and real Coke for Stu. Oh, man. Wow, I'm surprised. Never heard of him before. Shame if it was a mob hit, right, Tony? 100%. Best of both worlds. Tony the Ant Spilatro has ties with Stu in the early 80s. That is very interesting, and that's something I didn't know that Stu had any ties with the mob at all. But Tony the Ant Spilatro, he is Cinestalker, and if you watch the mob videos that Cinestalker and I did recently on our channels, we went to one of Tony Spilatro's old houses where supposedly up to 20 bodies, 20 people were killed there. We went to, in my video, one of the Spilatro, I think they were called, it was called My Place was the name of the restaurant, but I forget the name of their gang. But we went to one of Spilatro's hangouts, and we went to where Lefty Rosenthal, one of Spilatro's buddies, where the car bomb went off and everything. So we did a lot of research on, mob activity and everything, but I've never connected the dots with Stu and Tony Spilatro. That is very interesting. When Cinestalker comes back out with me next time, we are going to go to the bar and it's just called Dive Bar now, but I'm going to hold off on that. I'm not going to do that to you, Cinestalker. We're going to go to that bar when Cinestalker comes back out with us, to that bar that was formerly owned by one of Spilatro's buddies. And that was a place where they would always kind of gather, their little mob clique would gather. And then, before they headed out to the evening to do their work or whatever they had to do, it was like a gathering spot for them. And there's pictures with them out in front of this place that I showed in my video that you can see if you're curious about that. But I am very interested about that. Maybe after we do some of this stuff, as we're sitting here, and we'll do some research and kind of talk about some of the things I come up with on the phone, maybe we'll look into Spilatro and Stu's connections or ties, or what maybe they have going on. But a very good call on that. Thank you for bringing that to our attention there. Love that. Wicked Network. Thank you very much. Coke Sonic Fog Machine. Not sure where you were going with that comment there, Coke Sonic.
Probably wouldn't like us having a fog machine here in the room.
Oh yeah, if we had a fog machine, yeah, they might not. I don't. I would love to get one of those laser things that points all over the walls and get a fog machine and all that. But yeah, in a hotel room, that might, who knows? Yeah, fire detectors, smoke detectors might go off. Yeah, maybe not be good. Tony, not to change the subject, and I'm about 15 minutes behind right now. I'm trying to get caught up. Not to change subject, but your friend Matt looks like Barnacles Nerdgasm on YouTube, except he has a goatee. Have you ever heard of Barnacles? I've never heard of him.
I've gotten Kevin
That's
Smith
funny.
before and stuff like that. Never gotten that.
That's funny. When there's something strange in a hotel room, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. And you know what's funny? So yesterday, I was taking a shower, getting ready, packing up, getting ready to come out here. And so I take a shower. I like to put music on. I'll set my phone down, have some tunes going or whatever. Right before, this is right as I'm packing up, I put my phone on. First song that plays, what is his name? Ray Parker, Ghostbusters. I was like, that's perfect. That's badass. Like, that's so awesome. That's what we're doing. We're going to, I ain't scared no ghosts, that's awesome.
Great.
Yeah. And so I want a mother effing Bigfoot, Coke's on. Yeah. Hey, yeah, no. A damn Sam Squinch. Damn Squinch. Yeah. Pimp Nasty Nasty says Roswell for the next one. Pimp Nasty Nasty. I've actually been to Roswell, New Mexico, and it is a place that I am very up in the air about going in October, because in October there's 2 dates a year where you can go in New Mexico to the ground zero where the first nuclear bomb in history was detonated. You can go to ground zero, but only 2 days a year. And that is not too far from Roswell. So I'm thinking about doing a trip out there. And unfortunately, the timing of everything, that takes place, I think it's like October 15th. That's like 3 or 4 days after I get back from Boston. But it's also the same time where like your family's in town and I'd kind of like to come out and see them. There's conventions going on. There's so much going on in October. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull off, but I want to go out there to New Mexico and go back to Roswell. I do have a lot of pictures. I made a slideshow video of my wife and I being at the Alien Museum in Roswell. But it is a very cool town. I would love to go there, and I did not go out to the crash site. So I want to go out to the crash site next time I'm there in Roswell. But no, good call on that one, Pimp Nasty Nasty. It's something that I definitely need to do a video on. Sefer Aman, you are such a powerful room. It's a shame you don't do Ouija board for a video. Yeah, and so here's the thing. I mean, just with the two of us, would a Ouija board work with only 2 people? I don't know. I've never in my life done a Ouija board. So I don't know anything about that. But we're going to be, like on a mission, maybe not necessarily with Matt all the time, but with other people and me, Cinestalker maybe, or Fluff or Wet Movie or whoever, or maybe multiple, maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 of us. We're going to be going and checking out different haunted places. So this isn't the only video. So maybe a Ouija board is something that we need to get. So comments down below. Let us know. Do we need to get a Ouija board? And would a Ouija board work with only 2 people? That's the question.
Every time I hear about a Ouija board, I keep thinking of this one meme that I saw where it was a Ouija board living room rug, and it said, "All fine and dandy until your Roomba summons a demon."
The Roomba's going over the Ouija board. That's funny. That's funny. Oh man, that's funny. Let's see. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, and that's the more things like that that we could have to try and conjure up or communicate with spirits and stuff, would be great. And a Ouija board didn't even occur to me. So yeah, forgive me for that. But that's a good call on that. I appreciate that. Yeah. Cinestalker, very cool. You got that equipment. OGP is prepared. Tony says, I'm trying. We're doing the best we can. This is both of us. This is our first real solid go round at looking for spirits here. But we're 51 minutes away from the witching hour here. And so we're going to kind of maybe try and go at it here with you guys, for a while. But I think maybe at least during part of the 12 to 1 o'clock hour, I want to be out of the room and let things possibly happen, on their own or whatever. So part of that hour I want to be out, part of the hour maybe we'll be in. So we shall see here in a minute, but or a few minutes. Here we go. Tony says David Strickland died 4 months later. Both from New York City. That's interesting. I did not know that Strickland was from New York. I had heard that Stu was through learning about his connection with the mob and stuff. Yayo is a hell of a drug. Yes, we'll agree with you on that. The yay will set it off for Stu, right? Yeah, we don't have yay in the room tonight. Maybe we should have stopped down the street at our local hustler and picked up a little. I don't know if it's a dime bag would be applicable anymore, because a dime probably gets you nothing in the way of yay anymore. But maybe we could have dropped, gone down the street and dropped $100 on a little sack and
Inflation
set up a line.
all of us.
I know. Yeah, it's killing our Coke habits here, right? Yeah, Cinesarker says bumps for Stu. That's hilarious. Oh, my Pim Nasty. Coke Sonic, gonna call up Luna girl, right? Coke. So, yeah, I'm calling you Coke now. But no, I did earlier today, and I don't know how often Luna's on social media or anything, but as I shared this, I did share this stream tonight with Luna so that, she would know that we're out here. Because, Luna she has done some serious, like, ghost hunting and cemeteries and things like that to really look for spirits. So if she was in the room and could offer some advice or anything like that, that would be really cool. Would it be epic to go ghost hunting with Luna one day? Yes, it would. Hopefully we can make that happen at some point. But Luna's kind of, I don't want to speak out of place here, but Luna is still very cautious about, COVID and, wearing the mask and everything. So I don't know that she goes out and does as much social things as some of us do right now. But maybe hopefully down the road, we can connect with Luna and do some ghost hunting somewhere, even if it's just in Southern California somewhere. That would be awesome. So let's see here. We're going down. Robert, what's cracking? Robert's out in Dallas, so it is very late at night there in Dallas. But what's up? How you doing tonight, brother? And let's go down. You don't know how lucky you are to experience that moment with your father. It will make you a stronger man to see that and keep you motivated to keep going. I'm with you there. I'm with you. If you're going to lose somebody, you want to be there. And I am extremely fortunate in the sense, I'm not fortunate that I've lost both my parents, but I was there the moment my mom passed. I was there the moment my dad passed. We had some advance warning with them. Not much warning. My mom, we found out she had a brain tumor, that we found out like 11, 12 days before she died that she had this tumor. It was like so aggressive. A few months before that, she was having some mental issues and they did a brain scan. There was nothing. And this was in like October. They saw nothing in her brain in October. And in early April, it was so aggressive. They said it was almost the size of a baseball inside her brain. So it grew that much in that little time. And so they were like, there's nothing. They're like, if we go in to try and take it out, she's going to be a vegetable afterwards. So best thing to do is make her comfortable. So we did that. We got all our family together. And the night that my mom passed, her mom was there. Her sister was there. All three of her sons were there. Me included. I think maybe all of her grandkids were there. No, we might have been. Almost all of my mom's very close family was there, including her mother and her sister. And and her brother was there, and who unfortunately passed a week later. He had a stroke and passed away a week later. Heartbreaking. But for my grandmother to see her daughter and her son both pass away a week from each other, heartbreaking. But I do think, I am very grateful that I was able to be there with my dad for him to comfort him on his transition, Coke Sonic says Bigfoot is real. I don't know about Bigfoot, but I know up there in Canada, they got some damn Sam Squanch.
Sam Squanches, man.
Tony the Dead says he was in the room when his mom passed as well. She was comfortable before she died. When she passed, he walked out of the room to cry. Wish you could remember her face before she was gone. And I'm torn on that, Tony. And this is one of those things where I don't have a problem looking at pictures. And I looked for pictures of like Stu Unger on the floor here. I could not find any pictures, from like crime scene or whatever, autopsy pictures or anything of Stu Unger on the floor. I could not find them. I don't have a problem looking at people that have passed away. I do have a very hard time looking at pictures of my mom. I have a picture of my mom moments after she passed. I have a picture of my dad basically on his deathbed a couple days before he passed. Maybe the day before he passed. I can't look at either one of those. So it might be a blessing in disguise that you don't have like a photo or anything where you can see her, because it is tough for me, and it puts you in a funk mentally, and it makes it hard to accomplish anything. And all the people that I've lost, since losing my grandfather in October of 2017. October or September. I think it was October, like October 3rd. Since October, of 2017 when he passed, lost 10 people close to me. It's insane. And, I don't even remember where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought trying to think about that. Sorry. But we'll dive back into some more comments here. Let's see here. Yes, a Ouija board works with two people for sure. Okay, good to know. Thank you for that. And Coke Sonic smoked weed with Bigfoot. Well, that's good to know. Canadian Blu-ray, Daniel. What's up, Daniel? Man, very cool to see Daniel in the house. Daniel lives up in London, Canada. Not too far from your hometown of Detroit.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Wow,
just
really cool.
across,
Across the water there.
Yeah, I don't even think across the water, right? You go east out of Detroit, right into London.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
It's right
Wow.
over there. Yeah. You're with Batman. Where is the Glash? Does Ezra Miller haunt that room? The monkey. Yeah, I haven't seen Ezra Miller. I haven't seen Batman. Neither of them. Nope.
Oh, well,
sorry.
I guess you're saying it wrong.
Oh, my fault. My bad.
I'm more a fat man. But,
Open your eyes, OGP. Open your eyes. Oh man, yeah, that's funny. So here we go. I think maybe now we'll do a little of the ghost hunting. Are you guys ready to see us do some ghost hunting in this room right now? Because we're caught up on the comments. So here we go. And Tony Dead, thank you. Sorry for your loss as well with your mom. It sucks losing anybody, especially your mom. That's a hard pill to swallow. Very hard pill. Your mom or your dad. Mom, dad, children. It's none of us anything, and any of us ever want to experience. So here we go. Let's go ahead and do this. Monkey, who are we going to call? We're going to call Ghostbusters. Canadian Blu-ray. It's 2 a.m. here. Just let the dogs out. Well, that answers the question. We all know now. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? We know now. Thanks for answering that question.
Right back to the 2000s. Was that the 2000s or 90s?
No, I don't know when the song came out, but that's
90s.
Alan, from The Hangover. Remember they're walking down the hallway and he's wearing his wolf shirt. And he's like, who let the dogs out? Yeah, and then they start playing the real song. Hilarious. Where are the silver bullets in the drawer? No, where the silver bullets in the drawer? Okay, no, yeah, no, right? No, I know. There's they might have been in that drawer, but it's missing. Yeah, this hotel is beat up. No silver bullets tonight. We wanted to be perfectly sober for this, so no alcohol tonight. Tomorrow night will be a different story, and I should have said this earlier. Right off the bat, so people who click on the video maybe know. But anyways, no, we'll be doing another live stream tomorrow. We will be doing another live stream tomorrow night from downtown Las Vegas. We are going to be staying at another haunted hotel in Las Vegas tomorrow. That is the Apache Hotel. I think it's called the Hotel Apache. We're going to be staying there tomorrow, searching for ghosts and spirits there. That hotel, they embrace the haunts. They have little cards outside where you can fill out and write what paranormal activity you experienced. And they even have a big banner on the wall. And again, this is something that I really wish Cinestalker could have been here for. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out. But definitely next time. Canadian Blu-ray, you have a good night. Go get some rest, brother. We'll talk to you soon. And so here we go. Let's go ahead and power on the digital voice recorder. Were these batteries good when you put them in?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to hold down the side one.
Check. Okay, here we go. All right, we're good now. I think it may have just timed out. So here we go. We're on. And erase. Let's go ahead and erase everything here. I don't know how to do that. Well, stop. We have an hour and 19 minutes worth of time we can record, so maybe we'll just go with that. Okay, we are recording now. We're recording. So here we go. We're going to set this. I think the best place to set this is maybe over here, well, where the air felt heavier. So why don't we do this? You're going to be limited on what you can do. But why don't we either take the camera off of the tripod, or if you want to maybe kind of hold the tripod and follow me around the room with this as I use these things now.
Yeah.
You want to try to do it? Or do you want to do the stuff and I'll hold the camera?
No, I can hold the camera.
Okay.
I got you.
All right. So here we go. We're going to do some ghost hunting with our devices now. So I can't wait to see what's up. How many days in Vegas? A couple more days. Just a couple more. So, but yeah, tomorrow night we'll be doing another live stream, probably about the same time. So sorry, got sidetracked there. I do that a lot. But anyways, here we go. We're recording now. I'm going to put this over here. So Matt, if you would take the helm here. I got some good crotch shots going on here right now. So I'll step back this way a little bit. All right. Pardon the camera while he removes it from the tripod. Do you need me to help hold it? You got it? Okay. Yeah, sorry. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go back this way now. We have the digital voice recorder here, and maybe we can give a bit of a tour of the room while we're standing up here. So sure. Let's go over here, and that's the bathroom. We'll look in there in a second. But this was, as previously mentioned, there you go, down there a little bit. The only other furniture in the room, this outside chair here. And so I think I'm going to put the digital voice recorder on said chair right here, where I felt the kind of heavier weight in the room. And I do I don't know if it was just standing up and it's the heat in Vegas and everything right now or not, but I am very much kind of feeling in this corner right here. But coming in here into the bathroom, it is, hopefully you can see me. There you go. Perfect. All right. Yep. No, you are good. So in this bathroom here, this looks kind of new. I think they might have changed out the bathtub since Stu was here, and even maybe that sink, the mirror, and the stucco and everything definitely looks probably older than 1998. And you don't need to see the toilet. Just take my word. It is pretty rough over here. So the bathroom, not really getting anything goofy in here, but the door, probably maybe at some point, this might have had something on it, like a notice or something, but it looks like it's been patched. Maybe people have hit it or something, whatever going on in here in a few different places. So this door looks very old. I would not hesitate to believe that this door is probably the same door from when Stu was here. But there's that room going on there. Let's go over here a little bit. And maybe I'll turn on the light for just a minute. We'll lose our mood lighting here. But here we are in the room. It's one gigantic California king bed, which you can see we got all our equipment, supplies, stuff all over. And then air conditioning down there, the window, the door, and something I do want to point out. Are you able maybe to take a step or two over this way?
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Let me see if I can. Yeah, I can. That's
Okay.
about as far as I can go right there.
Well, the main thing is that we tilt up and look up here at that pole, the board that goes across.
There we go. We got
that right there.
Yep.
As you see this, that is where in the other room, in room 20, that is what David Strickland hung himself on. That beam that went across over there. And so you can see the beam, so we understand how he was able to hang himself.
Yeah, and
That's
that
up
thing's
there. I
that's
can't even
sturdy.
reach it.
Yeah, that's a sturdy thing.
I can't even reach it. It's that high. So he would have been easily able to hang himself.
There's a good space in between the board and the ceiling. Yeah,
To throw the sheet
Throw
over
something
there.
over it, yeah.
Yes. Yep. So I did want to show that. I did want to mention that because I think that's kind of important to understanding how Strickland hung himself. So we'll go ahead and switch, rotate. And I'll kind of, if you want to come over here again.
I'm coming back to it.
So, and sorry everybody, we're a little limited on.
Yeah, I'm kind of using the mirror to see how you're framed.
oh, that's funny. But because we're tethered to the computer and stuff, we can't move around too far with that camera.
And I can't see the screen.
For whatever reason, that screen doesn't work. Yeah. So, but we're looking good there. But it's a big bed, and then just the entryway. You can see like where if the camera's picking it up, these walls are very, very beat up, and we don't know if that's from people trying to look for Stu Unger's money, or if that's, whatever was done over the years. But if you can,
well, if you want to, I could take this. I could put this in manual mode and zoom in.
No, that's okay. The only other thing I want to show before we turn the light back off and go with the ghost hunting is the broken mirror over there. If we can there you go. It's right here. You can see it go across. The mirror has been cracked right there. So there is some other bad juju going on in this room right here. So let's go ahead and maybe, I don't know if it will make any difference, but it feels kind of creepier as we search for ghosts. So we're going to turn the lights back to the red light special here. And we'll go with this one first since I've already kind of played with this one a little bit. Go ahead and turn it on. And I'm going to walk over here, and you could just kind of like maybe stay there, follow me the best you can. I'm going to walk back over in this area here. And this one, we got the yellow light in this room quite a bit earlier. And here we are, not really getting any different readings in this area. The yellow is kind of flickering. So as it's flickering off, that means we're kind of losing the heavier signals. Going over here, and now we're in this area here by the TV. And this is what's interesting. As we get real close to the TV, the yellow comes on, but then we come out here a little bit, and it's going off to like nothing. But then we're going a little bit further over here, and it comes back on. So there's like a weird like dead zone kind of like right in this area right here. That's kind of interesting. Why would there be any type of reading over here? And this did this. And this is not like we don't have equipment or anything turned on over here. This did this earlier when we were in the room when there was nothing on this bed. All we had in here was this and a video camera in his hand, and that was it. So we're getting that same reading. So it's kind of weird that reading, okay, and it's not, okay, it's not like getting dull. Like, okay, there we go. Interesting, okay. And it's weird the way it's just changing, but it could be just the vibes or whatever, coming off like the computers and stuff. But nothing there. It's so weird. You would think there'd be a little more electromagnetic frequency near like the computer. Well, here's a good one to test. This is our internet device right here. What is powering our internet to be live right now? Let's check this because this is sending. Oh yeah, don't get near that puppy.
It's going red.
Yeah. You put that in your hat, you'll have brain cancer in a couple days. So
that's funny.
So that's what it does when the signal is real strong. So we'll kind of go back this way. I'm going to come over on this side of the room, see if I can take out.
Come back around.
There you go. Anything over here at all? I'm getting nothing. I got real bright down here, right in this spot right here. Look at that. And now it's not getting to red or orange where we'd like to see it to feel like, oh my gosh, that's a real anomaly. But for it to go yellow right here, that's interesting. And this, because this is the spot where the air is heavier. And it even is right now. And I don't know if it's just because we're doing this, we're talking about this or whatever, but there's definitely a weird vibe, a weird feeling right here. The air is like, it's definitely heavier. And like when I stepped over here a minute ago, it kind of had me like my stomach kind of twisting, and I walked away and I was fine. But now I'm standing back here again. My stomach is twisting a little bit again. And it's probably my brain going like, what's going on in here or whatever. But there's definitely a weird vibe right in this spot. So, you know, and this is, look at this. It's doing the same thing it did right here earlier, where it's just flickering. It's really, really flickering, even though it's green and it's low, but it's just flickering where, I don't know, it's such a weird thing in this spot right here for it to be flickering like that. Up high, nothing. Nothing. We're losing almost all the signal. Come down low. We're getting that flickering like right here. And then back down here, right over here, look at that, yellow. So we're getting a pretty heavy, like strong reading right there. That's interesting. So we'll get the other one that will actually tell us the actual number, because this is just a range. And this says, so this is somewhere between 2.5 and a 10 for it to be yellow. Let's get the other device and we'll see what that one says. So you can just stay right there. I'm going to reach across here. Sure. Turn this one off. You're good. And then in a minute, I'll do both of them. You're fine right there? Okay. So I'm going to power this device on right now. And it's sitting at 0. I think it's going to take a second. Absolute 0.
Wow, really?
Okay. Look at that.
Oh my God.
So it's still a 5.3, which is not a huge number.
Still
A 5.6. Maybe if I walk away and just leave it there, let's see.
Okay, 1 second.
5.2. Here, I'll turn it around. Look at that shit. That dude, and it's pointing right where Stu Unger's body was found.
Oh my God.
But if we turn it away from where Stu Unger's body was found, nothing, a 0. That's kind of a trip, dude. That's kind of a trip right there. And now it's a 7.5, 7.7, 7.8, 9. That's interesting. And now I don't know. We'll go ahead and stand back up here. I don't know what a reading for like a ghost hunter would want. I don't know what the number is there. I haven't done that research. But to me, that activity is very interesting, like right in that spot. And then the way, like if it's pointing this way, there's nothing going on over here. It's pointed that way. There it is. But look, I'm up here and nothing. But if we go down here where Stu's body would have been found, I mean, it's at 0s right here. We're at 0s. We go down here where Stu's body was found. 8.6 now. I'm going to bring it this way a little bit more and see. Now we're down to 4.3, 4.5. Something in this area. And that's what's crazy is that this area right here is where the weird vibe is, like right here. And like, I mean, like, I don't know if it's my nerves or it's what, but like I said, coming over here, like got my stomach twisted and it's very, like, I kind of feel like I'm going to puke a little bit or like really, really do.
Yeah, you do actually look nauseous.
So I'm going to go over on that side of the room here. Cause I'm feeling, I got the chills right now, like a very, very cold air over me right now. I'm feeling like very cold right now. And it could be like my brain or whatever tricking me into this or whatever and experiencing that. But I do feel very shitty right here, right now. So let's kind of trade places.
So I gotta stand in
You
that
gotta
spot.
stand over there now. So now I'm very curious. Looking back at you, and I'm going to sit down for a minute here.
Dude.
Yeah. You fucking kidding me? Look at this. So you point it at the computer. It's like an 11 or whatever. Okay, because you're at a computer. But bring it back here. 12, 14, 15, 20 is off the charts. 20 is you're going to die.
Really?
Why is that like that right here? Up that way, nothing.
Yeah,
Well, maybe I might have just answered my own question. Let me see something here. No, I'm pointing it at the cable box. I thought maybe the cable box was doing something, but it's at a 10. Bring it back here. 11.4, 6.9. It's nothing there. Right here, 17.5. What in the 20.3? What in the absolute fuck? That dude, these numbers are crazy. These numbers are absolutely crazy right now. That's wow. There's a signal around it, but there is a spot right here that is setting this thing off. Let me go over here a little bit, see what happens. It's a 4.2. It's very low. I'm at 0 right now. Let's go over by this camera over here. Pointing right at that camera, which is turned on. We're to 0.
That camera ain't putting off anything, eh?
But we go back to this Wi-Fi right here, and we're off the charts. Wi-Fi is giving me a 10, 11, 13, in that range. But 20 over here? Let's see if we can get that reading again right here. 9, 10, 9. Back down here, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Dude, why is this getting a 21 right here?
And
Okay.
And we're on the first floor, so there's nothing underneath us.
It's ground. There's no roof. There's no second story or nothing. So that's sitting at a 21 right now. Let's see what this does. It looked like it flickered orange for a second there. But even this, look, the difference here, this is getting different readings too from here down to here. So both of our devices are feeling, oh my fucking God, that just went orange right there, dude.
Oh, really?
Look.
Wow, that's the first time I've ever seen like orange other than when you pointed at the
yes.
thing. Yeah,
that's
weird.
What in, dude, I don't know if Stu Unger's head was on this side or his head was over there. This is where Stu Unger's body was on the ground. Look at those fucking numbers. Dude, we were at a 4 over there. It's at a 66 now. Look at that. Over there, not looking that way, it's not as strong. Right here, the energy in this area is off the charts. Dude, that is nuts. I don't know if you can see that or not, but
it's
probably,
hard to read.
hard to read on there.
Yeah.
But it is. I'm gonna get my phone. I'm gonna see if I can take a picture of these readings. That's nuts, dude. We have not gotten that to go to orange. Okay, so I'm going to do recording for the other video right here. You can see there's Matt recording as we're talking about this. If you go back to the live stream at 11:39 at night on the live stream, here we are with these readings, 65, 61, 63, and that lighting up orange on a carpet, on the ground with nothing around, on the spot where Stu Unger died. Let me show you. Right here is where they found his body. Right here. And over just past Matt would have been like by the bathroom door. In this area here is where his body was. Right by these. Dude, I'm impressed. I'm very curious about this. And I'll say, this doesn't sell me. This doesn't say like, okay, there's a ghost in here, or there's a spirit, there's a presence. But this is very interesting because nowhere else in the room do we get numbers like this, aside from either, I don't know if his head was here or over there, but head or feet or something, part of his body was in this area when he died.
Could have been, yeah.
That's nuts.
He could have even started to die and then crawled a little bit before he.
Possible. If the heart went, maybe he's going and boom, collapsed at some point.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's pick these up and we'll see if we can get. Let's see if we can recreate these readings somewhere else in the room now. I'm impressed with this. This is cool. Here we go. Picking these up and boom, numbers right here. From that strong to an absolute zero. Absolute zero. Nothing right there now. That's nuts. And this, like, we're like, like up here looking up green, with one. Wow. That is very interesting to me. I've never done this before. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but these are the readings we got right now. That is insane. I'm gonna put these on the floor over here and see if I can get a different reading. That started beeping. This starts beeping at 4. We were at over 60 down there. We hit 70 at one point. So this starts beeping at 4. So just because it starts beeping, don't think we're off the charts yet. I'm gonna put this on the floor over here and see what happens.
Or unless there's uranium buried under the.
No, exactly. Is there something buried under there, right? Yeah. Uranium, glowing, right? But down here on the floor over here, we're at a 1.4, steady, sitting at a 1.4.
Unfortunately,
you would hear it beeping if it was going off even above 4. So
unfortunately, I can't come any closer.
No, I know. But that is interesting to make this thing go off that much right in the spot where he died. That is interesting. So, man, I don't even know what to say or do at this point. Maybe I'll go back over there and try another reading right in that area right there. So we'll spin around here and let's see. Oh, hang on. Before I go, I feel fine. I'm good. I am good. I feel fine right here. I don't feel like I'm gonna puke. I don't feel lightheaded. Don't feel dizzy or anything. Over there made me feel like shit, or it could have been just coincidence or whatever. But we're gonna find out. This is 4.6. It's nothing crazy. So here we go back into that area over there. I'm gonna see what happens. Let's go over here. Switch it up. We're beeping a little bit. So I'm right back here in this area. We're at a 0. Nothing. I'm going to bring these down to the ground here. Okay. 3.4. 0. And the thing emits forward. So it's whatever it's reading here. Apparently my bowls are a 0. It's pointing right at my sack here. 4.4 into the 5 in the bathroom. 5.3, nothing high, really high, skyrocketing. 4.9. Dude, that's pretty nuts over there. That is pretty nuts.
Something special happened in that spot.
So here we go. Okay, I need to shut you up for a second.
Right,
here.
could just be standing right there.
Could be standing right there. He might be here with us in that spot. You might have hit the nail on the head. Nothing. We're not getting anything over in this area here, in any direction. Okay, so.
Okay,
And I'm feeling I'm like okay right now, feeling okay. But yeah, that's weird. And I don't know now because I'm so kind of weirded out by the way I felt standing over here. I don't know if like as I stand here, like am I starting to feel weird, or is my brain saying, hey, you should be feeling weird because that's what you're thinking because you're stressed out right now? I don't know. But
Are you feeling? So you're feeling
starting
that way again?
Feeling a little off again, just like my stomach. So, and here's the thing: I got a very weak stomach. I really can't do roller coasters anymore. I love roller coasters, but I get off them and I need to sit down for like a half hour, or else I'm gonna like pass out. So I got a very weak stomach, very sensitive to stuff, and so it's very interesting. Could be my emotions playing with me. Could be ghost. So I'm gonna go. I think we should, in fairness, we should test that area again and see if we get different readings or anything like that. Let's go back over there and we'll test this one more time, and then maybe we'll put the camera back on the.
Especially now if we mentioned he's standing there.
Yes, and that's where. What I think we'll do is we'll put these. We'll test that area again, and then we'll try to communicate. We'll try to talk to Stu. We'll see if we can get a response, or whoever might be there. So let's go ahead and switch places here again. Around. Okay, and so it was like right down in here. Let's get. Look at that, still off the charts. Let's move it over. We're losing it. It's flickering. It's gone. Flickering. And that's where it was. So here we go. I'll turn on the other one now. Okay, it's on. It's at a 10 right here. Let's get way up here. Nothing. Down here. $24, $28. Right over here. $56. $75. Huh. And right there, we're setting it off again. 58, 57. It's this area right here. It's right in this area. There is something going on between these two right here. I want to do something. I want to turn the light on in the room right quick. So don't move, Matt. I want to turn the light on. See if that makes any difference with these.
All right.
No, they're still, yeah. That's 56, 57, very high, okay? Still light. All right. So I am convinced if we're going to look for a spirit or something, he is going to be right here. He is going to be right here. So let's go ahead. We'll get the camera strapped back to the tripod, and then we'll try and do some communicating with the spirit right here. It is 11:48, so we're about 12 minutes away from midnight here. Shoosh machine. Okay. So you need help with that all part now as well. This is like not the fun part of it because that I wish I had that. We should have used the other tripod so you just snap it in there. Huh? Yeah, we don't have quick release here. So so here we are back at it. Woof. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Oh yeah, Tony blocked that. Dang it. So yeah, Cinestalker says ask Stu some questions now. Totally need to. Let's see here. Yeah, it's very, very strong signals. And sorry, because of walking around, I missed a bunch of your comments here. Oh yeah, okay, sorry. Go ahead, sit down. So did any of that standing in that area over there impact you at all? Did you feel nauseous or anything at all?
Not too much. I think earlier in the day when we first got here and I stood there, I was actually I was starting to feel a little like in my stomach a little bit.
Interesting.
I was about ready to go, like I might have to go use the bathroom.
Oh,
and then once I got away from there, I was like, okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was like feeling like, I don't know if the camera picked up. I felt like when, kind of like a lightheaded, a little dizzy, upset stomach. And like, I'll turn pale white when I start feeling that way. So I don't know if the camera picked that up or not, but here we go. Let's look at some of these comments. Yeah, we're in Vegas now. Sorry if I missed some of you guys trying to get caught up here, but yeah, that's very crazy. Very strong signal. You're activating Stu probably because the energy and talking about him, I think. Hey, hopefully that's what we're here to do is to talk to him. Just finding out now Stu Unger is dead. Well, Uncle Putin, you're a little bit behind there. Let's see here. Don't worry, I reported spam. Yeah, no, thanks for that, Tony, for the den. Appreciate that. Is that a PKE meter? It's a, I don't know what that is. It's an EMF. It's an EMF meter. So that's interesting. So here we go. We've got 10 minutes until midnight. And so maybe I'll do this. We'll look up some information about Stu and maybe ask him some questions. So let's see here. Let's see.
Oh, and the recorder's over in the corner there. Right?
The recorder's still over there in the corner recording. So we shall see if we pick up anything. In fact, I think.
Did you want me to turn off the AC when you start asking them questions?
Probably a good idea. I'm going to grab the recorder.
All right. Just let me know when you want me to hit it.
Okay, so let's see. What do we have left time-wise still? We still have 33 minutes left. So we'll save that for when we're asking the questions. We'll record that, so I'm going to set that down there. And let's see here. What will we ask Google? Tell me about Stu Unger. Okay. Okay, so Stu Errol Unger was an American professional poker player, blackjack, gin rummy player, which is interesting because the lady at the front desk was talking about him playing gin rummy before he ever started playing poker. So that kind of confirms what she was saying there. He was born in Manhattan, New York, 1953, died at the Oasis, Las Vegas motel, where we're sitting right now. His nickname was Stewie, or the Kid, or the Comeback Kid. Mostly the Kid or the Comeback Kid is what people would know him by. So let's see. Maybe we'll just take some of the information that's right here and ask him questions. And I think what we should actually do is turn these on and see if we can get these readings to impact.
Maybe a good one would be also. Does he have an ex-wife or an ex-girlfriend that they mentioned or anything?
Yeah, no, he was divorced. Yeah, no, definitely he was divorced. Because of his habits and addictions and stuff. His wife left him. So here we go. Let's go ahead.
I was about to say, you could ask him that question. Do you miss your ex-wife? It could either anger him or he could be sad about it.
Yes. Okay. So here we go. We're at yellow. We're going to put this back down here. Let's see. There it is. Even with Matt over there and not me, it is still giving us that real strong reading. And then we'll put this one back down here. And I wish I could turn off that beeping. I don't know if there's
maybe something settings.
Hold max.
Probably not.
Yeah, no, I think we're listening to the beeping. But here we go. We're gonna put this back down here. Not so strong there.
Oh wow.
Off the charts over there.
60,
yeah. Off the charts.
64, 65, 67.
So we'll settle that for a second. And let's, Matt, maybe slide over that way a little bit. Let's give Stu a little space here. Just you can still sit over there on the corner.
Yeah, listen.
Okay. Well, you're backwards. Yep. Last case. Okay. So here we are. So Stu Unger, have a seat. Have a seat, Mr. Unger. So here we go. We're going to ask Stu Unger some questions to see if we can get a response. Anything really jumping off the charts on these things here.
So you want to hit the AC?
Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll turn off the AC. And I'll have the voice recorder here ready to record. So we can play this back and see. I think it's all the way on the far right. Maybe like that or up or something. Oh, there you go. Got it. Okay.
I got it.
So forgive the beeping, guys, but that's just what it is. That's what this thing does. So here we go. I am recording. And I'm going to set this right here where we're asking Stu Unger to join us. So Stu Unger, Stuart Unger, are you with us? Are you here? Stu Unger, did you die in this hotel room? Is somebody here that is not Stu Unger? Is there a spirit in this room? Stu Unger, do you miss Madeline Wheeler? Does the name Madeline Wheeler mean anything to you, Stu? In our readings, we're still sitting, we're kind of hovering around the 60 mark, going up in the upper 60s, but back down sometime into the 50s, but we're pretty much hovering around the 60 mark.
Between 65 and 69.
We got a red flicker on the other one. We have had no red flickers. Another red flicker right there. Wow.
Yeah.
Stu Unger, are you with us in this room? Can you show us a sign that you are with us, Stu Unger? When you died, did the woman in this room with you take your money? Here we go. Stu Unger, were you the best poker player ever? Let's see. So let's find some other information. What question should we ask, guys? Throw some messages out there. What should we ask Stu Unger here? Let's see. Do we have any questions? Let's see here. Let's see. Stu Unger, were you 45 years old when you died? I don't know what else to ask. We're running out of ideas here. Let's see here.
Stu Unger, was poker your favorite game?
Did you like rummy better than poker?
Stu Unger, how do I win the World Series of Poker?
Inquiring minds want to know. All right. Well, we've been at this for a few minutes now. We'll play back this a little bit later and see if we're getting anything.
So nobody sent in any questions, eh?
No.
Wait, did the mob have anything to do with it?
That's a good question. Thank you for that, Tony. Stuart Unger, did the mob have anything to do with your death? Did you know Anthony Spilatro? Spilatro died years before Stu Unger. But did the mob have anything to do with your death? Yeah, we're still... Stu Unger, were you murdered? We're hovering, we're still high, and it's moving a little bit.
Oops, 70, it's 71 right there.
Oh, it hit 71? That was somebody leaving my house, if you heard that noise. My phone door alarm. Stu Unger, are you the reason I felt sick to my stomach in this room?
I hit 70 right there. 71. 71 again. 73.
Stu Unger, are you trapped in this room? Can you send us any sign? Give us an 80, Stu Unger. Give us an 80 on that reading. Let us know you're here. Can you let us know you are with us? Is there a message? Stu Unger, do you have a message you want to give your children? Do you know Stephanie Unger? What about Richie Unger? Do you know Richie Unger? It's bouncing around, but it's staying relatively within that in that ballpark there. All right.
And earlier, that hit a 74 right on that one. It's weird because it bounces way up. Wait, did I see an 80 on that?
Did you see an 80? Gosh, I wish
I
we had a
might
camera
have.
pointed at that.
Yeah, I might have seen an 80 on that one.
Stu, can you give us an 80? Give us an 80 on our meter to let us know you're here. Give our meter an 80 reading to let us know you're here, Stu. Because I haven't seen it go to 80 yet. I've seen,
Well, it's kind of weird when it bounces
74.
around. It's 66, 66, 66, and sometimes
then
it'll go
boom.
74.
Yes.
And it's just so quick.
Yes. It's so crazy that in that spot right there is where we're getting these readings. That's where the anomaly is. Oh, good question, Tony. Good question. Stu Unger, Mr. Unger, is your money still in this room? Ooh, I said money and that flickered red. Stu, is your money in this room? Stu Unger, is your money in this room? You see that red?
Bounced 74 a couple of times right there.
Wow. That's a good question, Tony.
Very good.
Stu, where's your money? Okay, it's still kind of flickering red. Stu Unger, can you give us an 80 reading so we know you're here with us?
72, 71, 71.
What about Stephanie Unger?
4 on that one.
What do we need to tell Stephanie Unger? Or Richie Unger? Stu Unger, are you with your mother? Isidore? Is she with you? Well, we've been going at this, I think, for close to probably 10 minutes now. And I'm not seeing anything off the rails here with this. So, I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, you put in about 9 minutes on that.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, and that's when we started, about 9 minutes. Okay. All right. So here we go. We're going to stop our recording now. All right. We'll go ahead and turn these off and grab that one. Okay. Well, nothing really crazy with this that made me feel like we were able to provoke a response through our questions. We may not be asking the right questions. We may not be phrasing the questions correctly. But that's interesting. And this is the interesting thing about what we're doing here is it's making me go, I need to do more homework into what people feel like is the proper way to reach out to spirits or to communicate with the dead.
Maybe there's not even just what you're saying, but how you're saying it too, maybe.
Yeah. It could be the tone, different things. But Anyways, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that spot on the floor right there, it's remarkable the reading we get right there compared to everywhere else.
I think it would have been great if when you said, "Are you the reason why I was feeling ill when I was standing in that spot?" You went, "It was the Arby's."
I had some bad Arby's earlier. That chick was like, she was like, we know you're gonna have the squirts later on, so here's a free turnover. You know? So we went to Arby's for lunch today. 2 classic roast beef sandwiches, all I had, and then his order was taking a little while because they had to cook the chicken, and so the gal came out. She was like, "Here, can I get you a dessert or something for the wait?" And he kind of looks at me and was like, "Well, So I was like, "Well, we can get the cherry turnover." So he's like, "Okay, cherry turnover." And then she looks at me and she's like, "Do you want some too?" I'm like, one, are you deaf? Because I just told him flat out, give me a cherry turnover.
I was offered it. I was offered a dessert to him. So.
Yeah. So, but then, she brought us both turnovers. So it was delicious. But I really don't think the Arby's is what got me.
Oh no,
That's funny. Yeah, no, very funny. Yeah, very funny though. But so it is 12:06. So we're after midnight here.
Oh, do you want me to turn this?
Yeah, we can turn the AC back on. Yeah. So I believe basically because they say Stu Unger died on November 22nd. I believe he died after midnight. So was Stu a fan of the Arby's 5 for $5 deal? He probably was, and he's probably pissed off that the 5 for $5 deal is now like 5 for $13 or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's like 5 for $12.95 now.
Yeah.
But no, dude, the 5 for $5 deal. I remember going back there with my parents, and my dad would be like into people. You could see him go like, ugh. My dad would walk in and be like, "All right, let me get 30 roast beef sandwiches," because there's 5 of us in the family, and so if everybody had 2, there's 10.
Feed everybody.
But then then everybody has 2, there's 10. But then it's like those roast beefs, you throw them in the fridge, you can eat them cold, you can reheat them, whatever, and they're just as good. Arby's are amazing.
Used to be able to go to Taco Bell and they had a huge long thing on the dollar menu. Used to be a big. Same thing with McDonald's. Their dollar menu is basically non-existent.
They're all
now.
very small now. Yeah. But that's the way things go. It's a sign of the times. But what we're going to do now is we're actually going to leave the room here for a little while. We will keep the stream going. If you want to stay here and watch, that'd be awesome. You could continue to comment. I'm going to do my best because I don't know what the internet's going to be like once I leave this room. But I'll do my best to be on the stream to respond to some of your comments. But we'll be back here in a little while to kind of reevaluate things. But right before we leave the room, we're going to get it set up. So let's do what we can to move the camera as far that way as possible and get it angled over here. And then I will set up some of the trigger items. And I think when we're gone, we'll leave the room lights on so we have a very clear vision of anything happening in here. Or do you think we should leave low light to catch shadows? Or
well, with this light, the last thing we want is when we're gone, if that light goes out, then it's just going to be pitch black.
Good call. We'll turn the lights on.
Yeah. I think it might be a
Good call on that. Yeah.
So that way everybody can really see the room.
So let's get the room set up.
Okay. I'll take care of this camera. If you want to go ahead, you can take care of your other.
Yeah. I was just going to say that way as far as possible.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'll get over here.
I can do it.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the light on now. Here we go.
All right, audience, I'm moving you.
Check the tank ice and whatever. Okay, so we won't do that. Let's see here.
Let me see if I can get back as far as possible. So that way everybody can see the room. There we go.
As possible.
That looks good.
Oh yeah, you're okay. Let me get over here. And question, I would like the top of the TV. Can we get the top of the TV in that right here? Beautiful, beautiful. You got it.
Okay, cool.
You got it. Perfect. And how far this way? You got it all? That is amazing.
Yeah, just right up
beautiful
there.
shot
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, can you see it?
Yes. Cool. So I'm going to turn the TV on, and we're going to put it to a channel, something, and we're going to mute it so the copyright doesn't kill us. But we're going to leave the TV on and try to annoy Stu Unger, which maybe he's right here. Hey, and if they say that he knocks the remote down, you would need to be standing right here to knock the remote down. in the same place where we're getting these insane readings. So here we go.
Is that the universal remote?
This is not.
The one
Is that what I need?
Yeah, it's
Universal.
Right
Okay.
yeah, just hit the power and all that should work.
Okay. And muting that. Okay. And so here we go. We'll kind of give you guys a little tease of what's going on here. Sex in the City.
Oh, that will make anybody mad.
Yeah. I want to find something that may have been on when he was alive. Ridiculousness. That might. Justin, sorry, buddy. Might piss. I know we know one person that show's gonna piss off.
Is there like whatchamacallit, like
King of Queens, Pawn Stars,
like Nick at Night type of thing?
Yeah, I think
It might be.
Expedition Sam Squanch.
Look at that Expedition Bigfoot.
So we're gonna look for it. Does that say? Oh my God, that says American Ninja Warrior. I read that wrong, and I thought that said American Ninja Wanker.
Well, if it was in England, I would be saying.
The Fugitive came out. What year did The Fugitive come
It
out?
might be. That might be 98.
Let's see what year.
98. Tommy Lee Jones is a little younger there.
I would prefer to find something that was already on TV when Stu was alive.
Here, I'm gonna kill this light real quick.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Good call. The Fugitive, 1993. This came out 5 years before Stu Unger passed.
Yes,
We'll leave it on The Fugitive here. So, but now for copyright's sake, bye-bye TV. So, not that remote. That is ours. We'll in fact get that away.
Why don't you put both?
Okay, maybe we'll put both of them up there. Yeah, because that remote doesn't belong. Maybe he's like, get that remote off my TV. So here we go. That remote right up here. The remote we brought to make this TV work right up here. And our trigger objects. So we've got our deck of aviator cards. We'll leave that right here. Well, that does not want to stay. Okay, it's standing right there. Can you see that? Make sure you can see that card. You can see that deck of cards right there. The mug. Where will we put the mug? We will put the mug right here so it falls onto the carpet where it won't break. And this, you can see the edge of the laptop. We'll set this on the laptop. And we need to take the room 6 key with us and the book.
Oh yeah,
Where'd the book go?
it's right there.
Oh, it's right here. Oops. That's not magic. That's your placeholder that I just messed up with. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we'll leave the book standing up over here. In this spot right here where we were getting the readings. We'll just leave the book standing up right there. And is that on the camera? Yes, it is. Okay. So I think we're good.
Yeah.
So let me put up a banner here so everybody understands what's going on that tunes in. I'm going to put up a scroll. Let's get the bots out of here. Stupid bots. Sorry about that, guys. Tony, appreciate you being here. Yeah, we'll definitely let you know, brother, but thanks for dropping in, man. Appreciate it. It was fun hanging out with you. Great questions you asked. Thanks, Tony, for those. Really appreciate it. So here we go. Banners. I'm going to make, okay, darn it, I got to delete that to my favorite ticker. Delete it. Boom, create a banner and scroll across bottom. We are out of the room and watching remotely. M doesn't work that good. M-O.
Ask Stuart Unger, should we go to Denny's?
Still watching comments or seeing your comments. We will be back in the room. Just put soon. I don't know. So here we go. Add that banner and show that banner. There we are. We are out of the room watching remotely. We're still seeing your comments. Okay. So everybody that's here, if you're still watching, we're going to leave the room. And I think this may be the best opportunity for us to get a glimpse of paranormal activity in here by us being out of the room and letting the room settle. So we'll leave the room. Should we turn the air off while we're here, while we're out?
Yeah, we can turn it off.
We'll turn the air conditioner off.
Listen.
Yeah, and listen. We'll listen to see if we hear anything. So we're filling the air. There we go. Trigger object, trigger object, trigger object, and trigger object. Here, we've got those set up. We'll go ahead and
I'm sitting on the chair in the closet. I'm feeling a little weird.
yeah. Oh, it is. There's a heaviness in the air over there.
Yeah.
And maybe what I'll do, because this one doesn't make noise, can everybody see this? Maybe I'll put that on the floor right here, and I'll just leave it. We'll see if that reading changes. Let's see on the computer if you can see that or not.
Here,
Not
here's an
right
idea.
there.
Grab the little
It's right by
aperture.
the book. Okay, you can see it down there by the book now.
Oh, here's an idea. Here, hand me the little aperture box. The thing that light was in the little zipper.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
So if you do something, maybe
Oh,
kind
maybe
of
like set it on that box?
yeah, you can actually like set it inside this. So here's the thought. Like, kind of put this. Put it like this a little bit. See if this helps it. Maybe kind of see it.
Oh, but standing up, I don't know. Are we getting the reading standing up?
it's doing
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Does that help?
All right. Perfect. Yeah, because it's we totally see it there on the book too. Yep, perfect.
Yep.
I'm gonna take my name off of this so you don't so my name isn't blocking any of the picture there. So let me figure out how I do that. Let's see, edit name. And we'll just
Oh, it's just
there we go. Okay. So we're not, so you can see as much as possible of what's going on right here to see if anything moves. We've got stuff all over the room here that could possibly move. So we're going to take off out of the room now for a little bit. Stick around, watch with us. We will be watching remotely, but we will be back in here at some point or another and, see if there's anything that happens here. Block user. So I apologize if the bots go crazy while we're gone. I apologize about that. But yeah, these bots, you know how they are. People in these bots are just shame on them, just scumbags. So with that being said, we're going to head out now. We're going to lock up the room number 6 here at the Oasis Motel in Las Vegas, where Stu Unger died. All right, I'm going to take my pen. Okay. Okay. Let's make sure our curtain is closed. We're not advertising or anything. Okay. All right, I think we're good. We are going to let this room settle. Maybe our remotes will fall. Maybe any of our other trigger objects will move or fall. We'll find out in a little while. So let's go. After you, good sir. All right, we'll be back. Don't go nowhere. I'm home. Did you miss me? There I am. I gotta make this stop. Sorry. Stop phone. So we're back. Where'd you go? Here you go. Okay. All right. So Matt is gonna sit outside. I'm gonna kill the lights here again. Oh no, I'm not, because we don't have that thing on. Okay, our mug still in the same spot. Cards did not move. They just blended in with the background. Our coin is still in the same spot. Our book has not moved. We're flickering red down here. So we're still getting that heavy reading in this spot. That's interesting. But I heard a noise come across just before we got back into the room. Who's that? Somebody's outside talking to Matt. But anyways, I can't say that anything happened in here while we were gone. We gave it a shot to see if we could get anything to move or whatever. Nothing. But I heard like it was like a noise. Could have been somebody in another room nearby or something like that. Just like a knock, like a single knock. It did sound like something fell. That's what it sounded like. I'm gonna look in the restroom here. Nope. Nothing went on in there. The remotes are still sitting up on top of the television, so nothing happened there. I think, let me see if I can turn this on, figure this out. This would be good to get this light going, because where that is, I don't know how to do this. Oh, maybe that. There we go. So you can actually kind of see my face instead of just a silhouette. So I think based on maybe me feeling kind of weird over kind of where the camera is sitting right now. And, but hang on, I got to see what's going on. There's activity out here. What's going on here? Oh, everything good? Oh, Jesus. So there is like the local neighborhood tweaker walking around outside, and Matt's talking to him out there right now. I don't even know why he's entertaining those idiots. But anyways, I felt kind of weird over in that area. And then I felt kind of nauseous a little bit earlier in the stream standing in that area. Could have been all mental, because, you know, your mental can make you feel kind of goofy and stuff. But it did give me, you know, kind of feel like lightheaded, nauseous a little bit. I do feel like a difference in the air, but that part of the room is surrounded. It's just concrete, brick and concrete. There's no ventilation at all. So it could just be stagnant, like kind of heavy air in that part of the building. I don't know. But it's, aside from that and a real heavy reading right here, TV was goofy, but I'm not buying anything into that. This is an old piece of shit TV. My thoughts on this are, yeah, the guy died here a long time ago, but I'm not sold that this room is haunted or anything. We will be here for a while longer still. Give me an answer if any of you think I should keep the stream going, or should we just wrap it up? We are going to be streaming tomorrow. I'm going to start the stream out on Fremont Street, partying it up, having a couple drinks or whatever. Then we're going to go up into the hotel room and chill out in there and see if we see any ghosts or paranormal things happening in that hotel room. Because we're going to be staying at the Hotel Apache on Fremont Street tomorrow. So we're going to check that out. And if there's anything, you know, goofy going on over there, great. You know, if not, hey, we gave it a shot. But tonight, I'm not sold. I'm not sold on this room, but I'm not ready to, you know, say it's, you know, it's over, it's done. we're going to be here. We've got these other cameras. I got footage to review. We've got sound to listen to from this guy to see if we pick anything up. But as far as sound, you all would have heard if there was anything goofy or anything going on. We heard like a couple, maybe like clicks or knocks or something, like something fell or whatever. It could have been something from one of the other rooms or outside or something like that. I don't see anything at all that would convince me that anything in this room moved or created any of that. So that's where I'm at with it. And for the lack of response and comments and the fact that it is 1:28 on the West Coast, it is 4:28 in the morning on the East Coast, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this live stream up. But I do want to thank every single one of you for being here. I really appreciate you hanging out with us and having a little fun as we hunt for ghosts in a hotel room where Stu Unger, the legendary poker player, died. And I'm going to look a little more into him and his connection with the mob, see if there's anything else we should know or try and connect with him on that. But for now, with tweakers walking around outside and loud conversations, everything like that, the spirits have probably bounced for the night if they were here. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Everybody have a good night, a good day tomorrow, and hopefully you join us tomorrow night. Well, it's actually tonight now. It'll be tonight because around probably 9 o'clock our time, so it'll be around midnight on the East Coast. So if you want to have a little fun with us hanging out in downtown Las Vegas, partying up, maybe listening to a little music, live bands and everything on Fremont Street, and then going upstairs and doing a little more ghost hunting tomorrow, you know where to be. Thank you very much for watching. Everybody have a good night. And